All right, now hold on, bro. Hold on. Oh, all right. I need y'all to listen to me real quick, right? So, as of this recording, it is very early in the morning. I think it's like what, 4:40 a.m. right now. But ironically, 40 minutes ago, I don't know how I didn't see. Well, actually, I know why I didn't see this. But 40 minutes ago, the official Dragon Ball Legends Twitter account tweeted this. And it says, perhaps it's time that all of you know the true reason behind Jiren's obsession with strength. Now, the reason why this is probably flying under people's radar is because this wasn't, and like they didn't post this as an individual post. They actually made this underneath the post they made for the free-to-play full power Jiren that we got like a little while ago, right? So the reason why this is, having me so excited is because one, this absolutely is going to confirm that part 2 of the Legends Festival is going to be Tournament of Power. But also, this is a quote from a very specific character who's a part of that arc. Now, I'm assuming that scene that they're making this quote is going to be in relation to this character being, a unit in Dragon Ball Legends. The thing is, if that's the case, this will be the first time that this character has been in this game, and I am very excited for that. So, this quote that you're seeing right now, perhaps it's time that all of you know the true reason behind Jiren's obsession with strength, is what the God of Destruction BELMOD told the Supreme Kai of Universe 11, Kai. That's what he said, word for word. Like, not a single word was like, missed or whatever the case may be. This is word for word what BELMOD said to the Supreme Kai of Universe 11, Kai. That's what he said, which I would assume means that we're gonna be getting a sparking BELMOD in Dragon Ball Legends for part 2. Now, do I think that he's gonna be an LF unit? No. Like, I think he'll probably end up being like a 1%, sparking, which is totally fine by me, because again, when it comes down to, especially the 3D Dragon Ball games, BELMOD is very, very underrepresented. Like, apart from, obviously, Beerus and Champa, the next popular God of Destruction is definitely BELMOD, which is also why I was very excited when BELMOD came to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Wasn't expecting it, but it happened and I was happy. Now, we could potentially be seeing BELMOD come into Dragon Ball Legends as a 1% sparking. If they decide to make him an LF, I'll be very curious on how they could make that work, because, you know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure that when it comes down to his moveset, they're gonna pull it from Xenoverse 2, because in truth, as cool as BELMOD is, remember, in the anime specifically, because I know in the manga it's different, but in the anime, we have not seen BELMOD fight. We know we haven't. So they're gonna have to come up with the moveset for him, and they do have something they can pull from in order to make that work. So I am completely down to see like how they're gonna make BELMOD work. But not only that, that would be, that would be a boost for, obviously, God Ki, because he's a God of Destruction. But that would also be a boost for Universe, or would he count for Universe Rep? No, because, I mean, I don't know if it's like a technicality, like, because the thing is, he's part of that saga, but he didn't fight in the Tournament of Power, right? But, I mean, he is still representing his universe. Like, I don't know, like, the reason why this is so weird is because the fact that when it comes down to Beerus and Champa, I don't believe we have iterations of them from the Tournament of Power. So there's not really a way for us to really gauge if they would be on Universe Rep. But I still think that's fine though, because even if they aren't on Universe Rep per se, they will definitely be on the Universe Survival Saga tag. So, or episode, sorry. So it still works. It still works. I guess we'll see like how they go about it, because they could be like, well, technically, even though he's not fighting in the Tournament of Power, he is still the God of Destruction who is present at the at the Tournament of Power for that universe. So I don't know how they're going to structure that. Anyway, this is honestly really cool. This is honestly really cool. Now, I don't know like how people are going to like I guess respond to this, because the fact that I know people want things that are a lot more exciting. Personally speaking, I'm excited for BELMOD. I think BELMOD's a really cool character, but I know people want to see something a bit more special. But I will say though, that if we are like, again, there's just no way part 2 is not Tournament of Power, right? So if it's focused on Universe Survival Saga and we get a 1% sparking unit for Belmod, that tag unit, man, like hit in Super Saiyan God Goku's looking a bit more likely now. And because again, Universe Survival Saga doesn't have to be tied with specific universes. Like just because we got a free to play Jiren and just because we ended up getting this quote, which is something that Belmod said directly, like that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be specifically Universe 11. Now, I mean, they could do that. They could give us more of the Pride Troopers and I wouldn't complain. I'd be happy with that. But it could just be focused on Universe Survival Saga in general, which would be nice. The thing that I'm really stuck on is the fact that they made this post and they just tweeted under the original post they had for the free-to-play unit, so a lot of people are not gonna see this like that. Because if they put out a general post, it would have put out a notification. Since this is a reply, a lot of people are gonna miss out on this hint, and this hint could straight up just be, hey, we're getting a new Belmod, or like, cause I'm also trying to think, like, when it comes down to Jiren, we just got a free-to-play version of full power Jiren. So I don't think that there's really much that they can do. Actually, didn't we get another base like Jiren this year too? So I don't know what else they could do with Jiren this year that hasn't already been covered. And if we were gonna get like a premium Jiren, like a new LF full power Jiren, or maybe there's like an ultra Jiren coming through, which speaking of which, we're long overdue for an ultra Jiren. But if we were to get something premium for Jiren, I don't understand why they would have given us a free-to-play version of him at all, instead of just waiting to give us a new premium version of that unit. Now, anything is possible. For all we know, we could get a premium full power Jiren again, like immediately after getting the free-to-play unit. But something's telling me that it's gonna end up being Belmod, and I'm completely, like, so down for that, because again, Belmod, they're gonna have to be completely creative with how they make that unit, because we have not seen him fight in the anime. Now, again, like I said earlier, they'll probably pull his moves from Xenoverse 2, and that's fine. But at the very least, it's something new, it's something fresh, and I'm all down for that, especially because this year we've had a few characters hop into the game that have not been represented either in 3D games like that, haven't been represented in a very long time, or just straight up haven't been represented in Dragon Ball Legends. I mean, regardless of how people may feel about how these units may perform, it was still cool to see Tambourine get into the game, because he was never a playable character in Legends up until this year. It was cool to see King Cold get into the game, because he was never represented until this year. And now we might get Belmod with this hint, which again, he was not represented in Legends at all until potentially this year. So that's exciting to me, I should say. But either way though, I am very, very curious to like find out what this will be. But remember, the Legends information for this happens tomorrow, which is why we're getting this little hint right now. So I'm excited to see what they're gonna show us, but I do wanna know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. But with that being said, I'm Ndukauba, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.